Right, what it is, Daniacs. I'm famous, motherfuckers. This is my first call into a show. I called into this Truth Wanted show right here. Uh, this is Kelly, and this is Chris Mallard. I I usually hang out with Chris Mallard on his morning show, and I wish I recorded the whole thing. You know, from my perspective, that's a lesson that I will take with me to my next one. I'll make sure to record as I'm calling in because I plan on calling into more shows. And so I'm not trying to convince anyone that, like, this is an atheist show. I'm not trying to convince the atheists. I'm not calling to even address the atheists. I'm calling to address the other theists that think that they own the construct of the one true creator. Because I actually enjoy talking to atheists because I don't have to worry about convincing them of anything. You know, it's like whatever. The basic question is, do you or don't you believe that there's something more to life than what you can see? Okay, I think that's what it really basically boils down to, is do you or don't you? For me personally, it's more fun to think that there's more going on than what you can see. But I got big imagination. I like imaginative things, and I'm fine with that. I'm a different kind of theist, different kind of theist. But I do believe in the construct of the one true creator. But Yahweh ain't it. Allah ain't it. And you can tell there's evidence littered all throughout their holy books that absolutely proves beyond a shadow of a doubt that they cannot possibly be the one true creator. And man, I really explained it to that they had a hot sounding chick pickup, and well, I'm sorry, I don't want to assume your gender. Uh, fuck, fucking cocksucker. All right, apologies for the difficulties. That's just some of the bullshit I got to deal with. So let's roll with it.
With that, boy, we've got quite a few calls left. This is awesome.
Oh, really? We'll try to speed through these.
You brought it with you this time. All right, and our next call is Day in Darklight. No pronouns.
So I'm calling listening to the live show, and I heard Chris say that first thing is, we got a lot of callers, we got to speed right through this, and I know this is not nearly the most ideal circumstance to talk about theology, because this is kind of short form. You got you're one of many callers, and they're trying to get to the next couple callers, so it's not like they can really, it's not like we can really sit down and have a full on discussion of my theology. And so, and I knew that calling in, but I want to get better at just delivering it. But they like to jump in there and interrupt you a lot, which I understand. To be certain of what you're talking about. What do you mean by this? What do you mean by that? But still, like, when you're laying down an entirely kind of different look, an entirely kind of different theology, you need some room to paint a little mosaic. You need that space to paint a little mosaic, and I was trying to paint it for him, and Kelly was interrupting me, and that's fine. That's what they do, but. All right, and I'm not trying to convince any atheist. Like, I'm not even calling in for the only thing I want the atheists to know is that, there's a different kind of theist. There's different ways to theist, and not all theists are the same, is what I will say. But let's roll with it.
Given from unique theism, I know, right? Unique theism that is non-Abrahamic and believes in the one true creator. Out in guest channel chat. So let's see. Oh, I thought I brought him up here and it didn't click through. There we go. Hi, Day in Darklight. How you doing?
That's Dane Darklight? Yeah. And I am the brightest night, and I am the darkest light.
Cool.
What up, y'all? I am a theist, but non-Abrahamic. I believe that followers of Abraham are basically a blood cult of sin worshippers, and you can prove using the Bible that Yahweh is absolutely not the one true creator. If you just follow as without even believing in the one true creator, if you just take the one true creator as a thought experiment, there's no possible way that Yahweh could meet creator would need to be. You know,
Okay,
the one true creator would not break their own commandments.
We're in agreement. You don't have to prove it to us.
No.
What I'm more interested in is what God do you believe in, and why do you believe in that God?
Okay, right here, I don't think I quite explain it right, you know, but there is no name that can adequately contain the one true creator. The one true creator owns every single name ever spoken, every single word ever spoken. To say there is a creation that can possibly be separate from or antagonistic towards the actual one true creator, um, there is no name, you know? So if someone's saying the one true creator is this name or that name, such as Yahweh or Jesus or Allah, that is telling you right there that name cannot possibly be it. That there is no name. It's a trick question. So it's like, well, what name do you think it is? There is no fucking name. It's all of our names. It's your name. It's my name. We're all co-creators. We are all a quanta of the. Our consciousness is an extension of the omni-consciousness, and thus we are all co-creators within the Godhood. And that is a major clue if someone's saying, oh, we believe in the one true creator, but it's this name or that name. Because as soon as you say a name, you are then separating the construct of the one true creator from every other name. And yeah, I guess I'm a one true creator purist, you know. And anyway, let's roll with it.
I don't believe in any specific one name. Like I have a totally different construct of. I don't even like the word God. You know, like I got a lot of things in common with atheists and pagans. That's why I hang out with them. Like I don't even like the word God, but that's just like what people use as like a generalized colloquialism. You know.
Okay.
But, what I think is it's all consciousness, as I like to call it, is an extension of the omni-consciousness. And I believe that every single consciousness is God living through us. So basically, we are all a quanta of the one true creator. We are all an extension of the Godhood, as I like to call it. But
That's cozy.
I really don't like the word God. But and it's my imagination. I can do what I want with it. You know, I totally acknowledge that it's just imaginary friends, but it's mine, and I'll do what I want with it. I'm not trolling, though. I'm serious about it.
No, it's cool. What makes you believe? What is it that brought you to that conclusion? Why, what did you find convincing that made you believe that?
See right here, I was trying to start with him from the very beginning of my intellectual and spiritual journey, which are combined, you know, which is one of my very first realizations, which I'm about to drop, and this is a major sticking point for Kelly. But you know, I just started, like I didn't even get into the meat and potatoes of my theology, and he starts stopping me, and like I didn't even get to lay most of it down, which is the biggest reason why I want to do the reaction, you know, just to have the time to get it all down. And I don't rush through this shit, you know. I like to take my time, choose my words, like whatever. If I got some stupid pauses, lo siento, my bad, fucking is what it is. Like I hate that jump cut bullshit of these days. Anyway, rolling with it.
I come from a family of an assortment of different Christians. My mom was raised Jehovah's Witness, but she left when she was 18, and she raised me and my siblings as kind of like New Age Wiccan pagan, like not like old school pagan, just kind of like more New Age kind of. We could study anything, you know. She encouraged us to study whatever. If we wanted to go to church, she's like, sure, go to church. We only did that shit a couple times. I was like, this church sucks. It's boring as hell, you know. But
I had a similar experience.
I thank God I never went to church enough to get molested. I did have family that went to church enough to get molested, so I thank God I wasn't one of those.
The numbers are high. You got to watch out for that,
okay,
Dane.
So anyway, yeah. So continuing on, so I was raised as pagan, but I came to my belief in the construct of the one true creator through my study of science, like. Just early on studying the atom, you know, the atom is mostly empty, and like you got all these people running around, oh, I feel so empty. It's like, yeah, that's like the basis of everything of what you are. Like, people are so dark phobic, you know, that they have the
they're not,
problem I see with the Abrahamic theology.
Yeah, they're using the same word there, but they're not talking about the same concept. So,
see right here, this is like the very first, layering of concepts I'm trying to drop, and but he's trying to understand. I can tell he's trying to understand. But what I was trying to say here is, for me, from my experience, because I used to be suicidal for a long time till I used to feel very empty, and I have heard people say, why do I feel so empty? And I'm not saying that this correlation is necessary for the perception of everyone, but I'm saying this is a correlation that I have personally made, and it makes a lot of sense to me. Is when I found out that atoms are mostly empty, that made a lot of things make sense to me. That made a lot of things make sense to me. I'm like, well, you know, I shouldn't feel bad about feeling empty, because that's what we fucking are. Just based on the fundamental building blocks of atoms. That's what we're made out of, and those are empty. So therefore, we are mostly empty as sentient singularities, as beings. All you see, what you see that makes up us is the slightest fraction of the volume within the atom. All the rest of it is empty. But all you need is that tiny little bit of something to create the matter. And I was just saying, and I came to this conclusion when I was young, like I don't know, in my early teens, because I was always big into science. And I'm like, oh, well, shit, man, maybe I should quit holding it against myself for feeling empty. I can't help it. That's what we're fucking made out of, is emptiness. And I have a lot of theories with that. The darkness is necessary. I think within the darkness, okay, because I say all things exist at the same time and place simultaneously. Now, what is the physical construct that allows that to happen? It is the darkness. The darkness is the gateway to all the other infinite dimensions. Okay, they're all right there, all next to each other, all within each other, all the dimensions layered on. That is the singularity of existence, to which our consciousness contributes.
I don't know, when you say empty with the atom and empty with their feelings, those are two different kinds. They have nothing to do with.
All emptiness shares a common ancestry and a common link. Okay, so you can separate the different types of emptiness if you want, or you could conflate them if you want, and all that is depending upon is your consciousness and how you would like to look at it. You know what I'm saying? And therein lies a clue that we are co-creators within the Godhood, because every single word, every single word means has a personal relationship to the consciousness observing it, meaning that things mean something a little bit different to everyone, which is why in debate conversations, a lot of the times you have to, pin down exact words and stuff, And for future call-ins, I want to have all my stuff wrote right in front of me for different directions that I can go, and just have certain things wrote out right in front of me. That way I don't have to remember it all the time, because I can write it out really well. But when I go to talk about it, if I don't have a cheat sheet or something, I'll miss stuff, which I don't like missing. I like to be thorough.
Each other. So I'm a little confused about the connection there. Or maybe you can explain that a little bit better to me, why you think those two things are connected.
And see right here, it was blowing my mind. Just like his mind is blown, is like, how do you make that connection? Equally, it was blowing my mind. It's like, how are you not making that connection? So that's what was going through my head right here. I'm like, well, let me try to find a different way to explain it. I figured, I thought that explanation was, and that's just like a little fraction of my theology, and I barely even get into it. It's like, next time I need to state, before I even start, to at least let me get through, my basic spiel, as one says. Let me get through my basic theological pitch first before you start dissecting my shit all to hell,
Because we're made of atoms, and atoms are mostly empty, and people are like,
yes, I get that. I get that part. Dane, listen to me. Okay, I get that part. But why do you think empty atoms creates empty feelings? That's the part. That's the connection.
Well, because the entirety of creation is built upon and within emptiness is why I think emptiness and nothingness. Okay, that's all part of the great void. That is intrinsically interwoven into the fabric of creation. So I'm just saying, you know, I've heard a lot of people say, "Oh, I feel empty, and I'm like, I know the secret, motherfucker. I know why, and it's not something to fight. It's just something to accept and move on with. Like, if you follow that emptiness, it will lead to the silence, and if you follow the silence, it will lead to, you know, the all of creation, because the all of creation, creation was granted by the darkness, by the great void. Okay, light was granted by the darkness. Darkness loves the light. It is not light versus darkness. That's another misconception that is imposed by followers of Abraham. It is not light versus darkness. That's fucking retarded. Light and darkness need each other. I would throw words out there like they love each other, but they definitely need each other, at least on a scientific basis. Like, if everything was all light, it would be so bright, it would be just as blinding as pitch black, you know? To either one maxed out extreme or the other, you are going to have the same result.
I'm not getting.
Because that's like a basic characteristic of what our very building blocks are, is emptiness and darkness.
Yes, but our emotions are not a building.
Building block is just like I'm saying. He's getting me all. I didn't even get off first base here. You know, that's what I'm saying. We only got so much time. You know, and I barely get through any of my theology, but that's why we're doing this here. All right, let's roll.
Like you're taking something that's like physical, and you're turning it into something that's a thought or an emotion, right? And that's the problem I'm having here, that you're equating an empty physical thing, like an empty cup, to being sad. And I don't see where an empty cup,
come on, man,
you know.
Fuck. Goddamn retarded ass smartphones. I forgot what I was gonna say. No, I'm taking something spiritual, then turning it into something mental, then turning it into something physical. Which then gets what am I trying to say? Which then gets perceived as back into mental. I'm just saying, I'm not starting off with physical. I'm starting off with spiritual, and then going in. But that's what we theists do, right? That's what we do. It's so funny. I'm on like my own team over here. And I chill with the atheists though and pagans. Like, I chill with them motherfuckers, but I'm just talking about, like, I chill with them, but I ain't one of them, you know. like I'm a theist, but not accepted by any other theist. It's hilarious. It's like nigga Nasty's just trying to be on his own team over here.
Is equatable to sad, maybe because you want to drink and you don't have one, but you get the point I'm making, right? There's that the empty cup.
Hey, all I'm saying, bro, to you personally, Kelly, is it's not that correlation is not like necessarily, you don't have to necessarily make that correlation, but that correlation is absolutely there. You know, I'm not saying that you have to accept it or live your life by it. I'm just, and that was just like, that's not even like a prime axiom of my theology. That's just like a little spin-off observation. Get into the fucking meat and potatoes of it.
Does not donate an emotion just because it. Do you understand what I'm saying? And that's why I'm a little bit confused, because you're. Go ahead.
I'm speaking from my own experience as far as I'm not telling you what you or anyone else has felt. I have.
I'm not asking you to tell me. I'm asking you to explain the concept that you're telling me. I don't think you're trying to convince me or anything, but you've told me a thing and I don't understand it. So I'm trying to get you to make it understandable for me. That's all.
See, I was ready to go off. I was ready to just go off and take. Well, he was asking me, what led me to my belief in monotheism, and I was just starting off with, as I was studying atoms, I just happened to notice that they're almost damn near completely empty, and I just happened to notice that there is this subjective feeling of emptiness within me, and then I happened to notice that other people have felt this feeling of emptiness too, and then I'm like, man, there might be a little correlation there. I'm just saying. So that emptiness leads you to the wholeness, because once you understand what that emptiness and that darkness is, because like as I stated before, I believe all that vast emptiness within the atoms, that is actually kind of like a stargate to every other single dimension. Okay. And this is what connects all life is mycelium. Mycelium connects all living things. I would actually argue, people say the seat of the soul is in the heart or something. Okay, check it out. The physical seat of the soul, and this is my theory, it's a working theory, is actually the mycelium in your gut. That is actually the anchor, anchoring the life force to your body. Okay, it's a theory. That's fine. I'm throwing it out there. It's theory of darkness moves the light. Light itself does not move. Okay, every single quanta of light, every single photon is the entirety of creation. Okay, every single photon is its own dimension, but also every single photon is the allspark of creation. Okay, that is because every single one of us is. God is living through our lives. God, the collective cosmic consciousness. I don't like the word God. I really don't, but that's what people use. A generalized colloquialism, as this fucker said. That's Colin.
I'm trying to explain my theology. I'm not trying to convince anyone of anything. That's the beautiful thing about atheists. That's why I spend most of my time arguing with other theists. Like, I just hang out with atheists, but I was just letting y'all know, like a different view of what, theology could even be.
Okay.
I just wanted to call theists out there know that they don't own the construct of the one true creator.
And that was my major point. Like, I wasn't really even addressing the atheists, aside from letting them know that there's other types of theists than what they're used to. But my main point was to address the theists, mainly the followers of Abraham, who think that that they own the construct of the one true creator. And they're not only that, they are giving the construct of the one true creator a bad name, but by their distortions of it. Okay. Which that's what I point out in all my logic. I keep my logic consistent, and they do not. And it blows my fucking mind how many brilliant and smart people submit to the broken theology of Abraham, and they will do all these mental gymnastics to make the scripture make sense, right? Yet they claim that divine words, okay? They claim that the Bible, the penultimate divine words from the one true creator, and the qualities of the one true creator is the primordial source of all intellect and wisdom. So when you go behind making mental gymnastics to make scripture make sense, you are then saying that the supposed one true creator needs help. Okay, because if that was the actual only words of divinity, they would not need help from future generations of followers with their mental gymnastics to make it make sense. They would not. That's one of the many clues in the Bible proving that Yahweh is not the one true creator. And it's not my fault y'all wanted to tie your horse of Jesus to the sinking ship of Yahweh. That's on you. Y'all would have had, I believe, a much stronger religion had you not done that. But, I mean, that's just me. And that's really neither here nor there. It's just a theory. Roll with it, homies.
Because the theists like to act like they own the construct of the one true creator, you know?
Christian,
I'm not calling trying to convert no one or anything.
Oh, I got you. Okay, that's cool. Dane, it's interesting. What I wanted to say was, it sounds, because I dig what you're saying. I'm picking up what you're putting down. I am receiving what you're broadcasting. It sounds poetic. It sounds metaphysical. It sounds like some cool.
Well, Chris, I happen to be a poet, and I happen to have a bunch of poetry on my channel that you can go check out at any time. And it's not like some holier than thou fucking god this that poetry. It's all kinds of, no, it's beautiful, man. I love my, yeah, but I'm a poet, I'm an artist, and as an artist, okay, when I was in high school, we had to do like an essay thing. What is art to you? Okay. To me, art is simply noticing the inherent beauty in the world around you. Just noticing it is art, okay? Most people think that you have to create something. You know, like you physically creating something for it to be art, but that's not where the art starts. The art starts with just noticing the inherent beauty and vast simplistic complexity littered all throughout creation, okay? And once you just start noticing it, that is the art. And that is the muse, which creates the fruit of the produced artwork, you know. But that's not where it's like the noticing the art or noticing the inherent beauty of creation. That is like the root that you don't see, but then, you know, it sprouts and fruits, and the artwork itself is the fruit that everyone sees. But that's not where the art started. For me personally, I'm just an artist, dude. And it's more fun for me to believe that there's all kinds of crazy shit going on. Like I got some theories, bro. We are all God. Check it out. We are all co-creators within the Godhood. Okay. Yeah. You said that before, motherfucker. All right. Yeah, I have to repeat myself a little bit.
You know, kind of. It's not like hard antitheistic arguing. In other words, it sounds poetic. You know, it doesn't sound like something your belief system doesn't sound like you're trying to argue with anybody or push it on anybody. It actually sounds kind of cool. That's what I was kind of going to say.
Well, necessarily, I must argue with the followers of Abraham. so I am arguing, but just not with y'all. Like I'll take my with those that are trashing the name of the one true creator with their flaccid impositions, such as Yahweh and Allah. They're desert war gods of hypocrisy, Yahweh and Allah. That's all they are. They ain't no more of the one true creator than the rest of us. They're just co-creators, just like the rest of us. And you can tell what they are by their fucking fruit. And their fruit is murdering motherfuckers, Yahweh and Allah. And violence does not equal supremacy. I'm talking about theologically. Like a lot of these people get violent because they can't logically and convincingly defend their beliefs, and so they throw a tantrum and try to be violent to silence the superior logic, the superior mind, you know. We got to silence that. He's too smart. We got to kill that motherfucker. We got to have people dumb enough to believe this shit. No.
Without being oppressive, because most theists, you know, you're a different kind of theist.
Yeah. Well, I just like to discuss theology. Like, I'm not trying to convince anyone of anything. And
Right, I get that, yeah.
y'all did kind of cut me off halfway through explaining. There's a lot more, you know, to my theology, but I understand y'all got more colors and whatnot. But, you know, if anyone wants to delve more into it, you know, I'm very happy to do that. You know, I've made a couple reaction videos to Chris there. You know, Chris is awesome. And
I need to get back to that second one, like I told
right
you.
away. I'm totally. I try to do. My thing is I go for truth of expression. Like, that's my main thing. I think a lot of creators on YouTube get burnt out because they're trying to be some kind of way, and If you just do exactly what you love all the time,
look, he's trying to talk, but he's muted. I'm telling you, I got this weird effect on electronics, bro. It just happens. Like their shit was not working. I'm talking about electronics wise. Like, I definitely have an effect on electronics.
Kind of record it as you go. You'll never get tired of that. That's kind of what I do. But
hey, Kelly, it's your turn. You're muted.
A bunch of tyrants.
Dane, I'm sorry. You've been carrying on. You haven't been even using commas, man. I get what you're saying, and that's not what I'm asking about. And that's part of it's like you throw a concept out there, you say a thing, and then it doesn't seem understandable to me. So I ask you to understand what it is, and then you come back with, well,
no, and I get that, sir. I get that, Kelly, absolutely. But I see this. I need to acknowledge right before I even start my thing that there's gonna be, a couple weird concepts I gotta kind of throw out there and use. I gotta use them to create something, but I gotta get them out there first, to start weaving them together, to start showing the cohesion of it, So I definitely in future calls I need to be like, just let me get through this real quick, and then y'all can cross-examine me or whatever. Say reserve your questions for a minute or so, But thanks for having me, Kelly. Thanks for having me for sure, bro.
I'm not trying to get you to believe it. Well, I don't even know what it is to believe it first. I'm trying to find out what it is that you're talking about. I don't think you're trying to get me to believe anything, and I appreciate that you're not. But I really honestly want to understand some of the concepts that you're trying to communicate, and I am seriously not able to understand them.
Well, some of my other things that I didn't get to, Kelly, I agree, and I agree with a lot of atheists as far as there is no objective morality. There is subjective morality, and that's something I argue with a lot of other theists about, or I don't argue. I try to debate to prove a point, but what else? Fucking, I need to smoke more weed. I think some more weed would help. But all right, let's roll with it. Shut the fuck up, Dane. Let yourself talk, Dane. Fuck.
That's what I'm asking. Like to go back to your original question. How is the fact that atoms are empty? What does that have to do with a person's emotional state?
Everything. We are built on emptiness. Our emotions are built on emptiness. Everything in creation is built on emptiness. How are they not correlated? Is my thing, but I'm not saying they are necessarily correlated to every sentient singularity observing it. You know what I'm saying? It's take it or leave it. Like that's what I mean. He keeps circling back to this one thing, and that was just like the very opening fucking thing before I could even get to anything. And he keeps circling back around to it, and I'm trying to get off that loop to that to actually start building a couple constructs to start weaving together.
Because I don't see any connection whatsoever.
Well, I think that was you're kind of getting caught up on that one part a little bit too much.
Yeah, because that's not even like a prime axiom of my theology. That was just like a fucking oh by the way, I just happened to notice a whole bunch of emptiness going on in creation. Type deal.
It's like I was just.
No, it's not just that one part. You've said several things, right? You've gone on from that point, and
I'm about to say some more. I need long form, bro. I need long form and proper notes. I don't know if y'all can tell, but I just kind of half-assed this shit. But if everything had to be perfect all the time, I have a single fucking video. Here I am on just over 250 videos, and they all suck. Mostly suck, but I make good fucking points. And people like to use the fact that just, my production value blows. Okay, sure, but listen to some of the things I say.